All right, can confirm. Do we have any Spanish speakers this evening?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then I'll excuse the Spanish interpreter for the evening. Thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you, Judge.
And can confirm, do we have any refusals this evening or unavailables?
Just one, the House Felony Dominguez Richie is still unavailable.
Okay. I'll continue him. To the AM session. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
June Pearl Gorman Blackwell, 4/21/2000.
Black Owl, good evening. Time set for initial appearance.
Yes, okay. I can't. Yeah, that's fine.
Here on a misdemeanor charge of assault. Simple assault committed earlier this afternoon. Just a reminder, you do have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be used against you.
This afternoon.
And I'm not on board.
So you're being held on a separate matter in the Superior Court. That's not in front of me this evening, so I'm going to appoint you an attorney to represent you in this matter. Miss Black Owl, that's going to be Mr. Ruben Salter.
Okay,
Contact information is going to be in the paperwork you're going to receive this evening. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since you're already being held on the felony, so I'm going to set a hearing for you in front of Judge Piscara on September the 8th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
If you are released, you're going to need to get yourself to the court on that date in person or contact the court to arrange for an alternate day if you're unavailable. Otherwise, I'll let the court know that you're being held in the Superior Court matter.
okay.
That's all I have for you, ma'am. Thank you. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Christopher Anthony Harmon.
You are being seen here this evening on misdemeanor charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, assaults, and unlawful imprisonment, allegedly occurring back in 26th of the last month. Reminder, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just going to take a look at your file here for a minute, just so I'm tracking on all the details. All right, so bear with me for a few minutes. So, Mr. Harmon, it's a lot of information here that's concerning to me, so I'm going to appoint you an attorney to represent you on these new charges. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. The attorney is going to be from the City Public Defender's Office. Their information will be in the court order you received from this evening's hearing. The information, I do think a bond is appropriate in your case. I'm going to order a $2,500 cash secured bond. And I'm going to set a video review hearing for you on August the 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Milling of the Tucson City Court. It's in order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, or possess any firearms or weapons. And you will have absolutely no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Should you be released, to include going to wherever she works or lives. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I will cutting contact, never gonna talk to her again.
All right, sir. In addition to entering pleas of not guilty and advising you of the rights I've just have, I'm also going to advise you that you have the right to be presumed innocent. You'd have to state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial. At that trial, you would have the, again, benefit of the presumption of innocence, and the burden of proof would be on the state to prove that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You would be able to challenge the state's evidence and witnesses. You would be able to present witnesses and evidence of your own, or have an attorney do that for you. You would also have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and that silence could not be held against you. If convicted, you would have the right to appeal to the next higher court. You would have the right to challenge the conviction, I should say. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in this case, including that trial, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you are convicted but can't be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, you could lose the right to appeal any conviction, and you would be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And with that, sir, again, you'll be seeing Judge Million on a video review hearing, so appear in front of her the same way you're appearing in front of me. That'll be on the 19th. If you do post the bond, you'll have to arrange to attend court in person. All right?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Good night. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Titani Ruiz, 2/23/25. 2005.
All right, Mr. Reeves, good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen by me this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest in the Pima County Justice Court on charges of shoplifting. Alleged offense occurred in May of last year. Sure, mind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Just take a look here. It looks like you're being court. That matter's not being reviewed here tonight. So on this matter, sir, all I'm going to do is appoint an attorney to represent you. That'll be Mr. Douglas Taylor. His contact information is going to be in the paperwork you'll receive from this hearing. So that you can be seen a little early, I'm going to order a $250 cash as secured bond and schedule a hearing for tomorrow afternoon in front of Judge Cornejo at the Pima County Justice Court. That'll be at 1 p.m. And we will let her know that you're being held on a separate matter. All right. That appears to be everything, sir. Again, you will have an attorney assisting you. You'll be seen by Judge Corneo tomorrow afternoon. For now, that's all I've got for you. All right. Thank you.
This Taylor,
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Robert James Grant, staff, Your Honor.
Grant staff. All right, sir. Good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen here based on a warrant that was issued out of Navajo County by Judge Penrod. This relates to charges of domestic violence, aggravated harassment. Two charges, both allegedly occurring in October of last year. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just gonna take a look here at the warrant for a minute. I didn't have a chance to see this before the hearing. All right. All right. Current staff, looks like you're also being held on an adult probation hold. As a separate matter from, it's like the Mesa City Court. Defense counsel, is there any comment you'd like to make on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Grandstaff has been a longtime resident of Arizona, so he has established connections to our community. So I think the court should take into consideration. We would ask for a low bond and the discretion of the court, Your Honor.
Thank you. Given the adult probation hold, nature of the charges, I will honor Judge Penrod's request and impose a $7,500 secured bond. I'll make that cash or secured. And I'll set a review hearing for September the 10th at 9 a.m. So, Mr. Grandstaff, we'll let Navajo County know that you are in our custody. We'll give them an opportunity to transport you or have you seen by alternative means. But your case, if nothing else, will be seen by another judge on September 10th so that we can keep an eye on this and make sure that the case is moving along. But for now, sir, you're going to sit tight.
Your Honor, I do have a
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Brenda K. Rader, 11866.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Crater. You're being seen here this evening on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This allegedly occurred on August the 7th. Reminding ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be representing you in this hearing. So if you have any questions, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I believe this was a continued matter from earlier today. I did review the interim complaint signed by the previous magistrate as well as the state's recommendation.
Okay.
And Ms. Prater, pretrial services report. I don't believe she's being held in any other matter and was deemed steps diversion eligible in a 1 out of 1, which I believe is the state's recommendation for pretrial services release in the steps court evaluation. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Good evening, Your Honor. Nothing further. Thank you.
Vince, I'm inclined to agree. Do you have did you have a chance to talk with your client about steps?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you like a moment?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, she would be interested in steps.
And waiving time on the preliminary hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Rader, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. This is an arm of the court designed to help individuals maintain compliance with court orders and attend all hearings without being in custody. So it's very important that when I release you, you contact them tomorrow. You stay in contact with them as well as your attorneys and do whatever they tell you need to do, okay?
I will do that.
All right. As condition of your release, I'm going to order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you will submit to all monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, and that you will attend a steps court evaluation hearing on August the 17th at 9 a.m. This is very important that you attend this hearing on time and ready to participate, because if you're successful in the steps court program and completing the course of treatment, then the county attorney may dismiss your charges, which means they'll go away and you won't have to think about this ever again, okay? All right. Your preliminary hearing, just in case the steps court hearing doesn't go well, will be on September the 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much. Good luck. And Jailer, we're moving on to the misdemeanor defendants that asked the barrier be moved so I can address all of them that are present, please.
She clears. And you can just have one all in here. He wants to, the barrier removed once they're all seated, when the misdemeanors come in. Is there gonna be any of them that are house or in room?
Yeah, he's getting them right now,
Misdemeanors are coming in right now, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Can you all please raise your hand if you can hear me? All right, good evening. My name is Judge PD. I'm going to be seeing each one of you in turn, but I'm going to address all of you to hopefully save everyone's time. Tonight, you're all going to be seen on various matters that you have pending in either the city or justice courts. Some of you will have different outcomes, but you all need to understand you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say tonight can be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I may be appointing an attorney to represent you based on your circumstances, but all of you have the right to retain an attorney at your own expense or to request one from another judge, and one may be appointed based on your circumstances. You all have the right to be presumed innocent and to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, including a trial, where again you are presumed innocent and it's on the state to prove otherwise. If you were to go to a trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence. You would have the right to present your own evidence or witnesses or have an attorney do that for you. You could also testify at that hearing or remain silent, and your silence could not be used against you. And if convicted, you would have the right to appeal that conviction to the next higher court. If you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. If a trial is held and you are convicted, but you cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose that appeal right and you'd be stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. With that, we'll be moving on to the next available case. I believe it may be Mr. Harris, but I'll let the jail staff. Thank you all very much. I'll be hopefully seeing all of you here in turn quickly.
Thank you.
Take a seat, friends.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Or 2784.
All right. Mr. Harris, good evening. You are being seen here this evening on two different matters, both warrants out of the King County Justice Court. This relates to animal welfare charges involving failure to provide potable water, medical care, failure to remove waste. All of these charges were allegedly occurred on March the 2nd or March the 4th, respectively. Were you present a moment ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes.
Did you understand what I was saying?
Yes.
All right, sir.
Mhm.
Just gonna take a look here. All right, Mr. Harris, you're not being held on any other matter, so I'm prepared to release you from custody. I promise you will appear on August the 28th, so 18 days from today, at the Justice Court in front of Judge Steele. Answer to these warrants, and that'll be at 11 a.m. Can you do that, sir?
Yeah.
Then I'll release you in a promise. I'm going to order that you will not have any unsupervised contact with any animals. And again, that hearing is on August the 28th at 11 a.m. That'll be at the Justice Court in downtown Tucson. Please make sure and attend those hearings, sir. Otherwise, another warrant could issue for your arrest. And with that, that's all I have for you. You'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearing, and good luck.
Harrison.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yeah, Gerald Jerome Harrison, 10/2/77, October 2nd, 77.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. You're being seen here this evening based on a single charge of misdemeanor domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring earlier this morning. I want to remind you, sir, again, you have the right to remain silent. Were you here a moment ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Gonna take a look here at your file for just a moment, okay? All right, sir. Mr. Harrison, do you have somewhere, you can stay other than, I believe it's with, your mother's Moronic? Moronic?
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere, you have somewhere you can stay apart from her, house?
Yeah, absolutely. I own my own home. She was staying in my home. She's no longer staying there. And I have another place I could go to. She is still moving her stuff out.
I don't see you being held on any other matter, sir, and I am prepared to release you, but I'm gonna need you to promise me that you will do the following things. The first is that you will appear at the Pima County Justice Court on, excuse me, September the 8th at 9 AM for an arraignment in front of Judge Miller. Can you do that?
Yes, absolutely, sir.
Second is that you will not have any contact with your mother to include going to wherever she is working or living. So whether that's a shared residence or another residence, you're simply not allowed to go to wherever she is living or working. You understand?
Yes,
And can you abide by that?
absolutely.
Then I'm going to release you on your promise. I'm also going to order that you will not commit any acts of domestic violence. So please make sure you attend your hearings and
Yes.
abide by these conditions. And that's all I have for you, sir. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mario Martinez, date of birth 041419 or 68, sir.
Martina, you are being seen here this evening on a couple different matters. The first is a warrant that was issued for your arrest on June 22nd of this year on a charge of driving on a suspended license. The offense was occurred on January the 25th. We also have a separate case of civil speeding and possession of drug paraphernalia from earlier today. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
Then I don't believe you're being held on any other matter. Just confirm. Yeah. So on both of these matters, I'm prepared to release you if you can promise you will appear in front of Judge Pesquera on
Yes, sir.
September the 8th at 9 AM. Can you do that?
Yes, sir. September 8th. Yes, sir.
Again, it's September 8th, 9 AM at the Justice Court in downtown Tucson.
Yes, sir.
Order that you will not possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you will not drive a vehicle without a valid license.
Yes,
That's it?
yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
all I have for you. You're gonna be released later today. Please make sure and attend your hearing on the 8th, and good luck. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sanders?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth? I believe you're on mute.
Alexander Michael Santillo, May 4th, 2002.
All right, Mr. Santillo. You are being seen this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Victoria Steele, Pima County Justice Court on December 12th of last year. And this relates to charges of shoplifting, criminal trespass, and failing to appear. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes,
Did you understand what I was saying?
yes, Your Honor.
I believe you're also being held on a separate matter. Yeah. That's not in front of me this evening, so what I'm going to do is to try to expedite things. I'm going to hold you on a bond of $250. Hopefully that, so you can receive time credit if that's appropriate. And I'm going to schedule a hearing for you for tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Cornejo. And I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. This is going to be Mr. Douglas Taylor. His phone number will be in the order you'll receive from this evening's hearing. If you do post a bond and are released, I'm going to order that you will not have any contact with any alleged victim or go back to wherever this incident allegedly occurred. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. So again, you're going to be sticking around there for the night. You'll be seen by Judge Cornejo tomorrow afternoon. Well, that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Butler? Butler?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Sean Lee Butler, 7/21/67.
Butler. Were you present a few minutes ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
No,
Sir, you are being seen here this evening based on a charge of failing to comply, domestic violence, failing to comply with court order, allegedly occurring yesterday afternoon. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm going to take a look here at your file, so just bear with me for a few minutes.
okay.
All right, Mr. Butler. I'm going to enter pleas not guilty on your behalf to this charge. I further advise that you have the right to an attorney, that you can hire your own expense or request one be appointed to you, and one may be appointed by another judge at a later date. I'm going to advise further that you have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case, to include a trial where you are presumed innocent, and the state again has the burden of proving otherwise. At that trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present witnesses and evidence on your own, or have an attorney do that for you. You'd also testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and that silence could not be held against you. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, it could go on without you. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you are convicted at trial but cannot be sentenced within 90 days, then you could lose the right to appeal your conviction and you're stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. You understand that, sir?
I do.
You are not being held on any other matter, sir, and unfortunately, the alleged victim couldn't be reached for comment on conditions of release. So I am prepared to release you on condition that you will do the following. First, that you will appear in front of Judge Wendy Million of the Tucson City Court on September the 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Second, and most importantly, that you will absolutely have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. That will include going to wherever she works or lives. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
And to be clear, this order is in addition to the one that already exists. So the prior, this one could land you even hotter water if you were to violate it in the future. Do you understand?
I do.
Then I'm going to release you on your promise you will obey these conditions. Again, your hearing is going to be on September the 8th at 1:30. Please make sure and contact the court if you're going to have difficulty attending that hearing. Otherwise, that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Lucy Dowd, 83191.
All right, Ms. Dowd. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes,
Did you understand what I was saying?
yes,
Ms. Dowd, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf to this charge, which is possession of drug paraphernalia allegedly occurring earlier today. I believe you're being held on some other matter in the Superior Court. That's not in front of me, so I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And I'm going to schedule a non-transport review hearing for you on September the 18th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Varena at the City Court. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since you're already being held on the felony. I'm simply going to order that if you are released on that matter, you'll also be released on this one, and that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, okay?
yes.
All right, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Kevin Hernandez, and then March 25th, 1999.
Mr. Hernandez, good evening. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on misdemeanor charges of simple assault, domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass, all allegedly occurring earlier this afternoon. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes,
And did you understand what I was saying?
yes.
And I'm just going to take a look here at your file for a few minutes, so just bear with me, all right?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hernandez. I'm gonna appoint an attorney to represent you from the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. And I'm gonna schedule a video review hearing for you. That's going to be on August the 19th.
Okay.
At 1:30. The information I have in front of me, I do think a bond is appropriate. Gonna order a $750 cash or secured bond. I'll order that if bond is posted, you will not commit any acts of domestic violence. You will not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And you will not go to wherever she works or lives. If that place happens to be a residence you share in common, I will allow you to return one time to gather your belongings, but you're gonna do that with the police escort. You're not allowed to go to the residence otherwise. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
On enter plea of not guilty on your behalf to these charges. Again, your hearing will be in front of Judge Millian on August the 19th. You will have the assistance of counsel on that matter. If you do post a bond on our release, please make sure you are abiding by these conditions and let your attorney know that you will need to be appearing in person. All right?
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Excused.
That's it.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jessica Gonzalez Cervantes, 10/19/03.
Thank you, Mr. Venti. Were you present a few moments ago when I was reading everybody their rights?
Yes,
Did you understand what I said?
yes,
You're being seen here this evening on several misdemeanor charges involving domestic violence, disorderly conduct, assault, and preventing the use of a telephone for contact emergency services. It's all allegedly occurred earlier today. Just to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Miss Smithy, do you have a place where you can stay apart from, I believe it's your boyfriend and his mother, Cody and Misty? Do you have somewhere else where you can live besides that?
Misty has her own house and Cody lives with me at my house, but I can go to my dad's.
Okay, so I just need to understand, do you have somewhere apart from Cody and Misty where you will not be in their presence? Is that
Yes,
fair to say? Okay. All right. So given that, I am prepared to release you, but it'll be on promise that you will do the following. First, you will appear at a hearing on September the 8th.
Okay.
At 1:30, I'm sorry, September the 8th at that'll be September the 8th at 1:30
okay,
in front of Judge Wendy Millian at the Tucson City Court. Can you do that?
yes, sir.
Second, and I just mentioned, but I'm going to order that you will not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims. That's Cody Bearpaw Anaya and Misty Bearpaw Anaya. And that will include going to wherever they work or live. You can do that?
Yes,
And then I'll release you on your promise. I'll enter plea to not guilty on your behalf to these charges. And that's all I've got for you, ma'am. Please make sure and attend your hearings. And good luck.
Nine twenty-eight this morning.
Yes.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Daniel Contreras. 08/31/1990.
Thank you, Mr. Contreras. Mr. Defense, wish we waive reading of the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Contreras, you're being seen here on a warrant out of the state of Nebraska on offenses allegedly occurring between June of 2025 and to be May of this year. To remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to be appointing the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before or say anything out loud. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I reviewed the warrant. And it does appear to have been signed effective today. This is from Hall County, Nebraska. Warrant doesn't appear to have a suggested or requested amount of bond. So if the charges themselves are any equivalent, they would have potentially bond eligible. State is requesting that Mr. Contreras be held no bond. I'm sorry, just to clear out, Mr. Contreras was a 1 on a 1 on the NCNFTA scales. He did have a reference reached to verify housing and employment, had no felony history noted. State, can you go ahead and elaborate on your position?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is requesting the defendant to be held no bond pursuant to ARS 133856, which it allows as per statute and by law permits the court to hold him no bond based on the charges that he's facing from out of sister state. They qualify in this exception based on the exposure that he has based on the charges. In reviewing the Nebraska statute that the defendant is before the court on multiple counts, he is facing the life imprisonment as meeting the elements per the statute. So he'll be qualified to be held no bond under the extradition proceedings.
Defense?
Your Honor, as I think you noted before, Mr. Contreras has no criminal history whatsoever. He is rated 1 and 1 on the FDA and NCA scale. It is the lowest level on the spectrum. He's been a lifelong resident of Tucson, and he's lived the past 11 years at the same address. He's employed as a finance operation manager. While the allegations underlying the warrant are serious, and defense notes that, the behavior his entire life is inconsistent with the behavior of that warrant, Your Honor. I think release to pretrial services or a low bond is significantly appropriate in this matter.
Did you wish to address the state's request that Mr. Contreras be held without bond pursuant to ARS 133856?
I know, Your Honor, we would defer to the discretion of the court.
Give me one moment, please. All right. Well, I can't obviously venture to be an expert in Nebraska criminal law. I can't find here evidence that these charges in isolation of themselves would carry.
Your Honor, I included language in the recommendation and looking at the warrant, which classifies the offense as a class 1B felony. Per the statute, it's citing that the punishable amount is from 20 years up to a life imprisonment, which is part of the element for the Arizona statute.
The number of the offenses. I'll grant the state's request that Mr. Contreras be held without bond No bond hearing will be set for August the 14th at 1:30.
Oh, Your Honor, if I may address the court,
That'll be the day-
since it's under
That'll
the,
be the day they have a fugitive warrant hearing as well.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Contreras, you're going to be held for now. Please cooperate with your attorneys. You will be seen again on the 14th at 1:30 at the Superior Court. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
And Your Honor, for clarification, it's the court setting a no bond hearing as well, or just the review hearing for the extradition? The state's recommendation or suggestion, Your Honor, is for it just to be the extradition hearing, not necessarily a no bond hearing, as it's separate per the statute.
Yes, understood. Yes. Well, that was the intention anyways. Okay. Yeah, we're seems to be getting a lot of feedback. Is there? Oh, there it goes. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mohammed Abukar, January 1st, 2002.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Abukar. All right, sir. Good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. I'm sorry, did I ask for your date of birth, please?
January 1st, 2002.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Abukar, you're being seen here this evening on charges of aggravated assault, robbery, and burglary, allegedly occurring on March 21st of this. I'm sorry, excuse me, July 1st of this year. Just to remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything aloud. You understand? I need you to answer out loud, please.
Yeah.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint through Child Services report and the state's recommendation. I don't note Mr. Abukar being held on any other matter. He was rated a 1 and a 1 on the NCNFTA scales. He did have a third-party reference who could be reached to verify housing and employment, and he did not have any felony history as alleged. State's recommendation was for $30,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the state would just note the recommendation is based on the location, Your Honor, where the offense took place, which was a residence. It was 4th century and it was violent in nature.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, I think 30,000 bond is pretty excessive when there's no prior felony history. When Mr. Abukar has connections with Tucson for the past 15 years, as well as a friend who's willing to take third-party custody and transport him to court proceedings. I think given all those facts, either release to pretrial services or a lower bond that could ensure his future appearance is appropriate.
Given the nature of the charges, to include the invasion of a home, I do find some significant concern for the safety of the alleged victim, so I do believe the bond is appropriate. I'm gonna order a $25,000 cash and secured bond with pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order that Mr. Abakar, you will not have any contact with the alleged victim, to include going to wherever they work or live. You will not possess any firearms or weapons, and you will surrender all firearms you may have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of release if you do post the bond. And you will submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. Your preliminary hearing will be on August the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Baker,
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Oh, Travis Baker, 6/20/71.
Mr. Baker,
Yes,
you are being seen here this evening based on charges of theft of means of transportation and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both allegedly occurring earlier today. I'm sorry,
that's correct.
it could be August the 8th and August 10th of this year. Just to remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions, please direct them to him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes,
Review the infant complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I don't note any holds. I do, pretrial services did know that there may be an outstanding warrant, though that and does not appear to be in front of me this evening. He was rated a 5 and a 6 on the NCNFTA scales. He did not have a reference who'd be reached to verify either housing or employment. And there is a notation of a single felony conviction from 2017, or sorry, 2018, excuse me. State's recommendation is for $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, the only thing is that the prior offense are similar to what he's before the court on a new felony.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, can I have one moment to talk with my client real quick?
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Baker informed me that he is taking care of his aunt who's in hospice, so he's a primary caretaker. Additionally, it's a non-violent offense. Again, as you noted, the last criminal history was over 6 years ago, so there's been a gap in issues with Mr. Baker. And also, he's been a lifelong resident of Tucson. So I think all these taken together, Mr. Baker will be appropriate for release to pretrial services or a significantly lower bond than $5,000.
And Mr. Baker, I'm going to give you an opportunity to resolve this matter on pretrial services release.
thank you, sir.
Further monitoring or supervision. So bottom line, tomorrow morning, you will contact pretrial services and your attorneys at the public defender's office, and you will stay in contact with both and do whatever they tell you need to do to resolve this case. You understand? Have any contact with the alleged victim or go to wherever they work or live. And you will attend your preliminary hearing on August the 31st at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
With that, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Yes, I,
oh yeah, that was her. Because for 10,
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
January 4th. I mean, January 6th.
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
January 4th, and 1586.
Thank you, Mr. Cortez. You're being seen here this evening on a couple of different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging shoplifting, a misdemeanor shoplifting, possession of drug paraphernalia, and organized retail theft, allegedly occurred earlier today. You also have a separate a city court matter involving a warrant on charges of obstructing a highway or public thoroughfare and failing to appear from October of last year. Remind you of the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I'm appointed to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so please talk to him about any questions or concerns you may have. Do you understand? May need to nudge your client there, Counselor.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well,
I don't know, you have to tell Judge you.
I heard you.
Your Honor, can we push this to the tomorrow morning's IA?
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
On
Yep.
defense counsel's request and the appearance of the defendant, I will reset this matter to tomorrow morning's initial appearance session.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, that's sent up.
You- Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
9/13/97.
Good evening. You're being seen here this evening on a couple of different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia from to be April of this year. Second is a warrant that was issued for your arrest in the South Tucson City Court on charges of shoplifting and criminal trespass from September of 2024. And lastly, you have cases in the Tucson City Court on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and a city ordinance violation of being in a park after closed hours. Remind you, ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And on a felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, I've reviewed we'll start with the felony first. I've reviewed Ms. Enos's interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. All right, I've reviewed we'll start with the felony first. I've reviewed Ms. Enos's interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I don't note any other holds for her or pending cases beyond what I've just noted. She was rated a 4 and a 5 on the NCAA and FTA scales and was deemed steps diverse and eligible and had no prior felony history. State's recommendation was for pretrial services released in the steps court evaluation. Is there anything else to add from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Defense, I'm inclined to agree. Would you like an opportunity to speak with your client about steps court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, she would be interested.
Defense, willing to waive time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Enos, on your felony matter, I'm going to give you an opportunity to resolve the case outside of the jail. So I'm going to release you and put you under the supervision of pretrial services in order that you will submit to all monitoring or treatment as they direct. So tomorrow morning, you will contact pretrial services and you will contact your attorneys at the public defender's office. And you're going to do whatever they tell you need to do. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
You're also going to attend a hearing. That hearing is going to be on August the 17th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Court in downtown Tucson. It'll be on the third floor. You'll be seeing Judge Hotchkiss. That
Thank you.
hearing, if you're successfully enrolled in the STEPS Court program, could result in these charges being dismissed. So it's very important you show up on time, ready to participate. You understand?
Well, you,
Your next hearing, should that one not go your way, is going to be on September the 24th at 1:30. That'll be here at the Justice Court, but again, hopefully STEPS Court works out for you.
thank you.
On your misdemeanor matter in this South Tucson City Court, I'm going to set a hearing for you on August the 25th at 10 a.m. and order that you not go back to wherever this incident allegedly occurred.
Okay,
And lastly, on your city court matter, you're going to have a hearing in front of Judge Blue in the community court on September the 4th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Again, that's in front of Judge Blue in the community court. And with that, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Please make sure and cooperate with your attorneys and pretrial services. Don't miss any of these hearings and good luck. Thank you.
do I get out to
All right.
All right. Sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Bill Waters Junior, 10-6-93.
Thank you, Mr. Waters. You're being seen here based on charges of possession of being a prohibited possessor and possession of a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a firearm during a narcotics offense. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? Need you to answer out loud, please, sir. Did you understand?
Yeah.
And also, I forgot to mention, you also have a separate misdemeanor case in the city court on charges of disorderly conduct and possession of drug paraphernalia. So, dealing with the felony first. So the both counts for the state and defense are tracking. I've read the interim complaint and I find the probable cause to be lacking as to the possession of drug paraphernalia, as the arresting officer doesn't provide any details other than to state that whatever materials were found were quote drug paraphernalia, but doesn't state or describe what those items were or what the basis for their knowledge was. I'll give both parties an opportunity to argue that, and obviously based on the lacking there, the possession of a firearm during a narcotics offense is similarly lacking, but again, I'll give parties for both state and defense opportunity to argue the point. I did find there to be probable cause on the possession of a firearm by a prohibited possessor. I have reviewed the interim complaint, like I said, and the pretrial services report. I don't note any other status reports from Mr. Juarez. He was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCNFTA scales, and did have a reference that verified housing and employment. And I know one prior felony conviction for a violent offense that was in, it looks like July of 2017. The state's recommendation was for pretrial services release. Is there anything else to add from the state?
No, Your Honor.
And comment on the charges, the drug paraphernalia or firearms possession during a narcotics offense.
Your Honor, based on the information that was provided in the interim, it was partial the basis for the recommendation, Your Honor, for pretrial service.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, we would concur with release to pretrial services.
And likewise, I agree, and I'm going to give Mr. Juarez an opportunity to resolve the matter out of custody and under the supervision of pretrial services. So, sir, you're going to be released from custody, and you're going to tomorrow morning contact pretrial services at the number you're going to be provided, as well as your attorneys at the Pima County Public Defender's Office. You're going to stay in contact with both and do whatever they tell you need to do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
As condition of your release, I'm going to order that you will not possess any firearms or weapons, and you will surrender any firearms you may have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. And I'm going to schedule your preliminary hearing. Looks like there's a separate co-defendant. The preliminary hearing was October the 20th in that matter. Ordinarily, this would be on August the 31st. But given the co-defendant matter, I'll schedule this preliminary hearing for the same day, August the 20th at 1:30. And Mr. Juarez, on your city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you in front of Judge Cranshaw for September 14th at 2 p.m. That'll be at the city court on East Alameda. As condition of your release, I'm in order that you will not contact any alleged victim in this case, include going to wherever they work or live, and you will not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. Please make sure and attend your hearings, and good luck.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Kevin Clanky, 51191.
Thank you, Mr. Klenke. You're being seen here this evening on charges of unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, sir, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with him before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I reviewed the interim complaint, state's recommendation, the pretrial services report. Note that Mr. Klenke is not pending on any other matters. He was rated a 1 and a 1 on the NCNFTA scales. In employment, and didn't have any felony history as noted. The state's recommendation was for $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, recognizing the lack of criminal history, the basis for the recommendation is a concern for the rest of the community as the acts were reckless and dangerous in nature.
Defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Klinke has no prior felony history, as you've noted. He's rated 1 on the FTA scale, which is the lowest on the spectrum, as you've noted. He's rated 1 on the INSAE scale, as you've noted. Although unverified, he has indicated he's employed part-time as a mechanic. I think these factors by themselves merit a little chance on free-for-all services.
Mhm.
But if you are not inclined to do that, I would say a bond lower than $5,000.
Now I'm giving Mr. Clanky an opportunity on pretrial services release. I'll order that of condition, he will not possess any firearms or weapons and shall surrender all firearms to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. So, Mr. Clanky, tomorrow morning, when you are released from jail, or I'm sure later tonight when you're released, tomorrow morning, you will contact pretrial services at the number that's going to be provided to you. You're going to contact your attorneys at the public defender's office. You're going to do whatever they tell you need to do, and you're going to show up for the hearing I'm about to set for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That hearing is going to be on August the 31st at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Justice Court. Now, again, sir, as conditioned, you are not to possess any firearms or weapons. So if you have any firearms or you're given any, you're going to have to surrender those to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. Do you understand that?
Sir.
All right, then. That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
It's Ross Christian Love, June 11th, 1988.
Mr. Love. Being seen here tonight based on first, a felony complaint alleging possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia from earlier today, as well as a case in the Tucson City Court based on a warrant, on charges rather, of possession of drug paraphernalia from September of last year. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with him before saying anything out loud. You understand? I reviewed the interim complaint, the state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. Note that Mr. Love doesn't have any other matters pending that I haven't already discussed. He was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCI and FTA scales and was deemed steps diversion eligible. I didn't have a reference he could be reached to verify housing or employment. And I do see evidence of 3 prior felony convictions from 2021 through 2023. None of them were substance abuse related. So one of them did include, or 2 of them, I should say, did include evidence of failures on probation or probation violation. State's recommendation was for $3,000 bond with pretrial services supervision and a steps court evaluation. So anything got that from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, the recommendation was based on the fail to appear history for time credit.
Okay. Defense?
Your Honor, the defense acknowledges that there's been a little bit of history of failure to appear. However, I think Mr. Ross is willing to turn around, and I think an opportunity with the steps hearing is that opportunity. So we would ask for a lower bond than 3,000, maybe 1,000.
Thank you. And I will impose a bond. That'll be $1,000 cash secured with pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I will schedule a steps court. I'm sorry, was your client, did you say your client was interested in a steps court?
One moment, Your Honor.
Very good.
Yes, Your Honor, you would be interested in steps hearing.
I'll schedule the steps court hearing for August the 17th at 9 a.m. Preliminary hearing will follow 3 days later on August the 20th at 1:30 p.m.
That's forwarded.
Your Honor, would it be possible to lower the bond? Mr. Love has expressed to me that he is in dire financial circumstances, and that I think a lower bond would, even though lower than $1,000, would still ensure his future appearance.
Yes.
Well, then I'll put the bond at $500 with cash or secured. Same conditions and court dates will still apply. And Mr. Love, on your justice court, I'm sorry, your city court case, excuse me. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you and schedule a non-transport review hearing for September 18th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Mayhew. We will let them know that you're being held on the felony. If you are released, then you're going to have to contact the city public defender's office and arrange to be seen by Judge Mayhew in person. You understand?
Yes, I do. Just don't have $500.
All right, sir. Well, and that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Okay.
Marcel?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Heather Leah Marshall, June 16th, 1974.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall. You are being seen here this evening on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I'll note that Miss Marshall was not pending on any other matters. She was rated a 2 and a 3 on the NCA and FDA scales and was deemed SEP diversion eligible and did have a family reference who could verify housing and employment and no felony criminal history. The state's recommendation was for pretrial services release. Is anything else to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, she's disqualified for the STEPS program based on the quantity that was presented in the interim complaint. Nonetheless, based on the lack of criminal history, the state is recommending pretrial service.
Defense?
We concur with release to pretrial services.
I'll grant Ms. Marshall release to pretrial services. So ma'am, I'm going to let you out of jail on promise that you will cooperate with your attorneys and with pretrial services, and you're going to do whatever they tell you need to do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow morning, you're going to call pretrial services and your attorneys. You're going to do whatever they tell you need to do, go wherever they tell you need to go, and you're going to be present for a hearing that I'm setting for you on August the 31st at 1:30. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to order that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs as condition of release. And with that, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Please make sure and stay in touch with your attorneys, and good luck. Yes. Okay. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jose Jaime Moreno, 1778.
Mr. Moreno, being seen here this evening based on charges of possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns or need to talk for a moment, please talk with him, okay?
Okay.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I believe the pretrial service report was just updated with to note a DOC hold for Mr. Moreno. He was rated a 4 and a 3 on the NCNFTA scales and deemed steps diversion eligible. And did have several felony convictions. The state's recommendation was for $3,000 bond with a steps court hearing. Is there anything else to add from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Pence?
Your Honor, Mr. Moreno has resided in Tucson for 15 years and is employed as a delivery driver. Now, granted, these are unverified. That illustrates connections to our community. I'd also illustrate again, as you noted, he's FTA on this number 3 on the FTA scale, which is in the middle, as well as steps eligible. So I think all these factors taken together, it's just a lower bond. I think a lower bond than $3,000, but more beneficial.
Yeah, Mr. Moreno, given the fact that you're being held on a hold from the Department of Corrections, I'm going to impose a bond so you can potentially receive step time credit. It'll be $1,000 cash or secured. I'll order that you'll be under the supervision of pretrial services if you do post that bond and that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm also going to order that you will contact your parole officer within the first working day if released. I'm sorry, Pence, was your client interested in being screened for the steps?
One moment here. Yes, Your Honor. He is interested in the steps program.
I'll schedule a step court hearing for August the 17th at 9 a.m. And the preliminary hearing date will follow 3 days later on August the 20th at 1:30 p.m. So, Mr. Moreno, you're going to be remaining in custody for now. Please cooperate with your attorneys. The steps court program, if it goes well, could result in these charges being dismissed. So very important you cooperate with both your attorneys and the court staff on the day on the 17th, okay? So happy.
Here.
Yeah.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mark, Anthony Rawson, RAWSON,
And what's your date of birth?
4/14/85.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. You're being seen here this evening on a few different matters. The first is a felony complaint in the Superior Court alleging possession of a narcotic drug and possession of possession of a drug paraphernalia and possession of a dangerous drug. You also have a misdemeanor arrest, warrant for resisting arrest. And that was in the Pima County Justice Court. And you also have warrants, 9 warrants in the Tucson City Court on charges of possession of a prescription drug, drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, obstructing a highway or thoroughfare, and failures to appear and repeats of all of those same charges. Remind you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. The gentleman sitting right next to you is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before you say anything out loud. You understand?
Yes.
On the felony complaint, I see here that the state is moving to dismiss without prejudice. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection from defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Then, Mr. Rawson, the state is moving to dismiss your felony without prejudice. I'm going to grant that motion. So, for the time being, you will not be held to answer on that. On your justice court matter, on your city court matter, excuse me. I'm going to honor the bond to be your $2,000 in total bonds. I'm going to take the lesser of the half. I'll order a $750 bond that'll be cash or secured. And I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to schedule a video review hearing in front of Judge Cranshaw. That hearing is going to be on August the 18th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you do post the bond and are released, I'm going to order that you will not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. And on your justice court matter, I'm going to schedule a hearing for you on August the 8th. On September the 8th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Foster. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since I'm already holding you on the city court case. I will let them know that you are being held. If you are still in custody, they will make arrangements to see you either virtually or be transported. And with that, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
You're right, Mark.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Will Reimer, 31579.
Thank you, Mr. Reimer. You are being seen here tonight based on charges of theft of means of transportation and burglary in the 3rd degree, allegedly occurring on August 9th of this year. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
All right, I reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I'll note that Mr. Reimer is a 4 and a 5 on the NCNFTA scales. He didn't have a reference who could be reached to verify his ties to the community. And he had 4 prior felony convictions, all of which included at least 1 probation violation or failure to appear or both. State's recommendation was for $10,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the basis also included the pattern of the criminal history, as there are similar offenses. But also, as the court noted, there's a history as well for every matter that the defendant was convicted. There's probation violations and revocations.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, given the probation violations, defense would ask for a lower bond with discretion of the court.
Thank you. And I do believe a bond is appropriate based on the failure to appear history. Older $2,500 cash was secured bond with pretrial services supervision. The bond is posted. I'll order that Mr. Reimer shall not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to wherever they work or live. And I'm going to set the preliminary hearing for August 20th at 1:30. So, Mr. Reimer, I'm going to hold you on a bond. If you do post the bond, you're going to have to contact pretrial services as well as your attorneys and stay in contact with both pending the next stages of your case. But for now, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Ben Reese.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mr. Michael Douglas Standards, 11/27/1966.
All right, Mr. Standridge. You are being seen here this evening on a couple of different matters. The first is a warrant issued for your arrest for an alleged parole violation. This is out of the state of Arkansas. Appears to be based on convictions for several drug offenses. You also have a misdemeanor charge of refusing to provide truthful name, possession of a prescription drug, and public urination, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and in your felony case, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney sitting to your left is going to represent you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with him, okay?
Sure.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, state's recommendation, the pretrial services report. Given that this is a parole post-conviction warrant, state has requested that Mr. Standridge be held without bond. Is there anything else to have from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Defense?
Can I have a moment to speak with my client? Your Honor?
You may. Please bring Mr. Standridge back.
I'm sorry, you need to excuse me. No, he's waiting for your turn.
Sorry. Your Honor, given the assertions, we would defer to the court's discretion.
Mr. Standridge, given the nature of your warrant and then the nature of Arizona law, the state has requested that you be held without bond. I'm going to grant that request. And I'm going to schedule a fugitive warrant hearing for August the 14th at 1:30. So you're going to remain in custody for now. You will be seen by a judge on the 14th. You will have the legal defender's office representing you. On your separate misdemeanor in the justice court, I'm going to impose a bond so that you can receive time credit if appropriate. That'll be $250, cash is secured. And I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. That'll be Mr. Carlos Betancourt. His phone number will be in the, I'm sorry, excuse me. Change that. That'll be actually Mr. Ruben Salter. His phone number will be in the paperwork you received from this hearing. I'm going to set a pretrial hearing for you for tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. I'll enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to these charges. Further advise that in addition to the rights I've already mentioned, you have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in this case, including a trial. At a trial, you would have the right to challenge the state's witnesses and evidence, present witnesses or evidence on your own behalf, or have your attorney do so. You would have the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, and that silence could not be held against you. If convicted, you would have the right to appeal to the next higher court. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in that case, including that trial, it could go on in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you're found guilty at a trial but cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose the right to appeal that conviction, and you're stuck with whatever punishment is imposed. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Well, if that's, sir, that's all I have for you. Again, you'll be seen by Judge Judge Cornejo, excuse me, tomorrow afternoon, and by the Superior Court on the 14th. Please cooperate with your attorneys and good luck.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Your Honor,
Yes, I'm sorry. Is there somebody?
Temple just,
Okay.
Brian. Okay, this is just. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Mr. Temple. Okay. Then we'll reset him to the AM. And I'll note that he refused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Your Honor, it's Brian Logan Templin, January 24th, 1994.
Thanks, Mr. Templin. Being seen here this evening based on 2 charges of domestic violence, aggravated harassment, allegedly occurring on July 31st of this year. Reminder, you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Advocate's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I'll note that Mr. Templin is currently pending on a separate matter, CR 2026-1687, and is on release in that matter. Based on that, state is requesting that Mr. Teplin be held without bond. Is there anything else to add from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Templin informed me that he's retained private counsel who was present. Mark Maish, I believe.
Be an NOA in the file. Do we have private counsel from, sorry, who was
I mean,
it?
if he's not available, I can, Mark Maish is my attorney, Your Honor. I can give you his number. He was supposed to be on the call.
Okay, well, he is not currently present, for the
Sorry,
hearing.
Mark Resnick. I apologize, Your Honor. Mark Resnick.
All right, well, Mr. Resnick doesn't appear to have joined the meeting. I'm not going to delay this any further. You need assistance. The public defense service attorney is right next to you. But otherwise, I do intend on proceeding. Counsel, I'm not going to force you if you feel ethically you can't represent Mr. Teplin, but given the state's request for no bond, I believe I am bound to honor that request. So if there's any additional comment you'd like to make, feel free.
No, Your Honor, I would like to make a comment on behalf of Mr. Templin. With regard to the victim, he does not live with the alleged victim, Your Honor, but instead with one of his friends who was also willing to assume third-party custody as well as provide him transportation to future proceedings. Mr. Templin is the co-owner of an auto glass company, and so he has connections to the Tucson community. He's resided here all of his life, and so I think a bond is more appropriate than a no bond hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, well, given the state of law, the state has the right to request it, and I am bound to honor it. So the no bond request is granted. Mr. Templin will be held without bond, and a no bond hearing will be set for August the 14th at 1:30 in the Superior Court. I'll schedule a preliminary hearing to follow on August the 20th at 1:30. And with that, Mr. Templin, I will leave legal advocate's office as appointed. Obviously, if Mr. Resnick does, in fact, represent you, he'll be within his rights to contact the legal defender's office and file a notice of appearance. But I don't want you going into a hearing in 4 days without at least somebody from the defense services tracking your case. With that, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Roger Wyatt,
And what's your date of birth?
November 19th, 2001.
All right, sir. You're being seen here tonight based on charges of aggravated assault on a peace officer, resisting arrest and possession of drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to represent you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Understand.
Thank you. I'll read the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I'll note that Mr. Wild is on an adult probation hold. He was rated a 4 and a 6 on the NCN FTA scales, did not have a third-party reference. who could be reached to comments, and did have 2 prior felony convictions, which included several failures to appear. Both of which involved, well, I'm sorry, at least one of which involved the use of a narcotic drug. The state's recommendation was for $10,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. Is there anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, the recommendation was based on the nature of the offense and his status.
Your Honor, the defense would ask for a lower bond than 10,000 with the court's discretion.
Thank you. I will impose a bond of $5,000. It'll be cash or secured, and I'll order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order that Mr. Wild shall not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, since he'll go into wherever they work or live, and shall not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. The preliminary hearing will be set for August 20th at 1:30. All right, Mr. Wild, you're being held on a separate matter that's not in front of me, but on this matter, I'm going to hold you on a bond. So please cooperate with your attorneys from the Public Defender's Office so that you can be up to date on the next stages in your case. But that's all I have for you this evening, sir. Thank you. You're excused. And with that, I believe we're moving on to the Ajo court cases.
We have them right here.
Can we switch over to the? Yeah.
I'm sorry?
A felony. That's fine. Yeah, one of them is a felony matter, I believe. Okay. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Douglas Stave, 8964.
All right, Mr. Stave, good evening. You are being seen here on a warrant out of Yuma County on charges of possession of a narcotic drug.
Marijuana.
Possession, okay. This must be a very old warrant. You are, we're charged
2011.
as part, I'm sorry, the charges include 1 charge of possession of a narcotic drug, 1 charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, and 1 charge of possession of marijuana. All, yeah, and this warrant stems from June of 2011. To remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You do have an attorney that can provide you with assistance who is available on, well, if you need to talk with an attorney, we'll try to arrange for you to speak with one privately. Now, I have reviewed your warrant. The amount that's requested is $10,000. Your pretrial services report doesn't indicate you're being held on any other matter.
That's correct.
Your daughter did speak with pretrial services and did verify that you have housing and employment.
That's correct.
And did offer to assume third-party custody of you. You did have some felonies from the 90s, which I've taken into account.
I just want to resolve the matter because, I mean,
Well,
back
hang on,
then,
again, so anything you say right now is not only not private, it's being broadcast online. So if you do need some advice or counsel, we can try to arrange for you to speak with the public defender here, who is appearing on Teams. Does Chris have any comment on the warrant itself? Or release condition?
No, you're on, the out of county, the state will defer to the court.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were still on the call, Ms. Goodman. Goodman, I was speaking to defense counsel. Did you have any comment? And you appear to be on mute, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, with regards to the warrants, Mr. Stave, I mean, his last felony was back in 1995. And again, as you noted, his daughter has been the third party custody and provide transportation. So I think release to pretrial services is appropriate for Mr. Stave.
And given the nature of the charges themselves being non-violent, and also one there's no longer in compliance with the law, and this being over 15 years old, I'm going to release Mr. David to on his own recognizance. So, Mr. Stavey, I'm going to release you from custody. This does not resolve the matter. This warrant is still valid and still those charges are still pending. So it's going to be on you to get yourself to the Yuma County Superior Court to resolve this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to release you. We will not be setting a review hearing on this matter. So again, it's going to be up to you, hopefully with the assistance of your daughter or any other family, to get to the contact the Superior Court out there in Yuma and get this matter resolved in some form or fashion. Okay.
When do I need to when do I need to hear there?
That's going to be up to you, sir. You're going to have to reach out to the Superior Court in Yuma and arrange to be seen on this matter. Would suggest you arrange that quickly because the matter, the warrant could be resurrected and you can end up right back in custody if you were to be pulled over for any reason. Okay.
Okay, so just try to get hold of them tomorrow and
yes, sir.
Set up arrangements.
Yes, sir. That's going to be on you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're excused.
Oh, you're welcome.
Please tell me your full name and date of birth.
Carlos Salazar, 10/26/1998.
All right, Mr. Salazar, you're being seen here this evening based on charges of, excuse me, single charge of misdemeanor, domestic violence, interfering with a judicial proceeding.
Yes.
Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just going to take a look here at your file for just a second, okay? So bear with me. The victim does not object to you being released or to having further contact with you. Given the nature of the facts as I can see them, I don't see a reason to hold you in custody, sir. So I'm going to release you on promise that you can appear at the Ajo Justice Court on August 25th at 9 a.m. Can you do that, sir?
I cannot. I mean, I can attend the court over the phone or online like I am now because I do live in California. But if I had to be present, then I can try.
Well, there's no trying here, sir. That court date is going to be on the 25th, and you will have to appear or make arrangements with the court potentially to be seen virtually. But if they don't have that option, you will have to appear in person in Ajo
I will.
on the 25th. Do you understand?
Will do.
I'll release you on your promise. Again, that hearing is going to be on August the 25th at 9 a.m. I'll order as condition of release that you will not commit any acts of domestic violence based on the alleged victim's input. I will not order the no contact. However, you need to understand that any contact you have with the alleged victim has to be peaceful and respectful at all times. And if at any point she decides that she doesn't wish to have any further contact with you, you have to honor that and leave her alone. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm sorry, what was that?